Right. So yeah, we're testing out the DJI Pocket 3 as a webcam, and it's pretty bright, I gotta say. I don't know if I can adjust anything here. Maybe not. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on, if anyone's here or not. So we got active tracking enabled, so that's kind of interesting. There was bad news about this fucking thing though. So I bought it off Amazon. I bought it from the warehouse deals, and it was open box, but it said it was new, blah blah blah. I get the goddamn thing. It's a creator content one, and guess what? The fucking microphone's missing. There's no goddamn microphone in it. And yeah, that's what makes the whole deal. The microphone is the whole reason I want this camera. Because that microphone, you can do a lot of shit with it. So luckily, it's a lot of fucking around. It's always fucking around with Amazon. Luckily, I contact Amazon. I tell them what's going on. And luckily, they believe me. I could have lied and had two mics. So I tell them what happened. The best they can do is let me order another one. And then when it comes in and I return, so when that comes, I return the other one. Then they're going to price match the difference between the new, brand new sealed one and this open box one because it was their mistake. And it literally is like about what was it? Like a $200 difference, which is okay. You know, it's still $200 off, but I have to take this one to UPS, drop it off at some point when I get the new one. And then I got to wait for them to get it and process and fuck around. Just, you know, nothing ever goes smooth. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about this thing? Is it looking pretty good? It's a wider view, of course. And I didn't buy this thing exactly to replace my Sony camera, but it is a much easier setup. Well, yes and no. I'm still running through OBS. I'm still running through a USB cable. There is a way for this to actually live stream. Oh, there I am kicking the damn thing around here. But I think it auto-tracked me, so that was okay. Yeah, there is a way to straight live stream with this thing. It's funny, when I look at this gimbal, it looks, I don't know. It looks a little cricket looking to me, to be honest. Maybe it's my imagination. So yeah, 3 people watching. It's not many people. I don't know what time of the day it is. But it would be nice to get some feedback. You guys are always so quick to want to give feedback to my shit when I'm talking about other things. And now is the time, if you want to give some feedback about how things look, what's the frame rate? Because it's only 1080. We're running 30 frames a second. I don't think it's running 60. No, it's just doing 1080 30. But it's not bad looking. And of course, there's a. Do I got the wide angle on it already? Oh, here's the wide angle. Here, look at this thing following me around like a lunatic. So there's the wide angle shot. Oh, plus I have it zoomed in a little bit too. Let me zoom out. Okay, yeah, there's the wide angle on it as well too. What's going on, Cornwall? I've had You know, I've had worse days, I've had better days. What's going on, Jamie? Just trying out this new camera. And yeah, just seeing how this thing works. Got fucking screwed by Amazon because it was an open box warehouse deal and the fucking microphone was missing. So that's a bit of a bummer. I was looking more forward to the whole microphone aspect because the microphone has 32-bit float. It has a lavalier input, a 3.5 input, and USB. So I really was hoping, because no one's tried this, I was thinking, hey, I bet you on this microphone, and the mic works as its own recorder, as its own 32-bit recorder. And I'm like, fucking genius. I bet you I could hook up my Alpha Theta Euphonia, plug it into this, and record straight to this thing. And send it to the goddamn camera as well, too, for live streaming. And that's exactly what I was really hoping, because no one's thought about this. No one has taken this DJI Mic 2 and plugged a DJ mixer into it to see if it would work like that. And I think it will. I'm pretty goddamn sure it's an audio interface. It can read an audio interface. And because it's a 32-bit floating recorder, that means even if the person cranks the shit out of it and they're redlining it, in post, you can go level everything out. So that would have been a genius move. And not to mention, you can buy these things for like apparently you can buy them for about $135 or something. Just the microphone itself. So as a DJ, and if you had, an A9 mixer or a Euphonia, the idea, or even with the 3.5 input I want to try, but a 32-bit floating thing like that can do 14 hours. That's cheap, man. You can plug a mic into it and just talk and record, and it works with the camera. Weird. I've looked all online. Not a single DJ seems to really be talking about this Pocket 3 camera and how you can connect it with a mixer and do your shit and live stream and low light and everything that it has. So weird. I honestly, when I told everyone I was buying another camera, they're like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like, did I really need another camera?" I didn't. But I think this camera, I'm actually going to get a little bit more use out of for some talking head video. Not just for the talking head video shit, because obviously, I got the Sony camera. That's the one that I'm going to use the most, right? And apparently you can set the ISO and shit on this thing, but oh, there we go. Exposure. Pro, single mode. Single. Oh, you got product showcase too. That's kind of cool. Exposure. So I go manual. Okay, get the shutter speed, adjusting the shutter speed. And then a little bit tricky to play around with on the stick here. And wow, this thing gets a little bit warm as well too. Give myself a little bit more light on this end here. This is probably a little bit more accurate, to be honest, of what it really looks like in here. It's not that bright in here, to be honest. And so the focus mode, let's see if this works. I'll do a product focus. That won't. It's upside down, but that works pretty good, eh? Believe it or not, that almost works better than my 35mm on my Sony right now. How close can you get? Not too close, but you know what? That still looks pretty good. I think it looks okay. Like how it does that whole how quick is that, by the way? Seems to be pretty quick. Yeah. Hey, it's $1,000, man. What do you expect? You know what I mean? It's still $1,000 camera. So fucking once again, I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Jamie, do you think it looks a little better now or should be brightened up a little bit? Because I think it's a tough call. Could be maybe. I could probably take the exposure up like 1 notch. It's really, it goes from like 800 right to 16. There's no in between on that shit. So yeah, real shame that the fucking mic didn't come with it. And the other thing I got to say too, wearing progressive glasses, this thing is about this far away from me. For anyone who wants to know, there's my fingers, my arms outstretched, right? So that's what we got going on. And for wearing progressive glasses at that level there, believe it or not, my glasses are, I have to look through the bottom of them to see my screen. So my neck is like this. If I go down like this, I can't see shit. So that's another one that I didn't consider either. Like when I'm filming something, if I'm doing a thing where I'm talking to my, walking around holding the camera, wearing progressive glasses, it might be a bit of a bitch. Because I'm going to hold the camera up a little bit, not so low, and I'm always going to be like this to look at myself. So it's these little things when you wear progressive glasses you don't even think about. Jamie, you think these settings here are good, right? Yoda, everything. So the one thing that's a little bit stupid about this, I gotta say, and I'm sure when the number 4 comes out, is this whole gimbal. It does in 360. You can't just spin it around in circles. That's fucking like. There's nothing to. There's no reason why it couldn't do a 360. Because if it could do 360, then that would also mean it could do this a 360 degree move around, take the pictures, and create a big photosphere, which it can't do. So now, you know what I'm almost tempted to do just to fuck over Amazon a little bit? I asked them, because the microphone's missing on this thing. I'm like, are you guys going to contact the person that returned it to say, hey, the mic is fucking missing? And it's like, once it's gone through and they've refunded the guy, there's no one going back to say, hey, dude, because maybe the guy at the Amazon place, maybe he took it. So part of me almost feels like the battery, there's like the extra battery handle. That thing's worth like $90. I don't necessarily need two microphones, but the idea that fucking maybe I just forget to put the extra handle, the extra battery handle in, and I forgot. Who knows how my memory's going to be that day. It's a dynamic one. So look, so if I track this, now I've got my active tracking, which works pretty good. So I do got to say, for anyone out there, if you didn't want to spend $3,000 on a Sony camera for all the bullshit and the fucking around, and you want to create content on YouTube, from what I can see so far, as a web camera, this thing is fucking great. It's a good little camera. I can zoom in. The digital zoom, let's just check the digital zoom out. So that is a 4x digital zoom. Is it starting to look a little, man, I need to trim this fucking mustache up. I'm looking a little scruffy. But still at the 4x, it's still tracking my face. You're probably seeing more of my face than you really want to. But I'm looking back on my iPad. And the iPad, why is it only showing me my advanced? Okay, there. Now I'm looking at it 1080. 1080 on my iPad with 4x digital zoom is still looking good enough. Let's pop this thing back out and see what it looks like here. It's, except for the fact we're not streaming 60 frames, which I don't know if I'm missing something here. Oh, why am my screen going black here? I don't know the fuck. I don't know what happened there. I just saw my screen black out. So yeah, beyond that, I think it should be okay. Now I just need to figure out a good mount for this thing, like if I can mount it differently. It'd be cool if I could use this for my overhead camera because it's small. Now I need to figure out what to do with the rest of my cameras. My X3 360 camera, my Insta360 Go 3. I don't know. Big mistake. That Insta360 Go 3, if they could have made that motherfucker be able to work as a webcam with the little camera removed from the base, and that could have been a wireless camera, that would have been so good. Yeah, Jamie, it's surprising how good it looks zoomed in, right? So like even right now, I could probably, just crop it in just a little bit like I usually have it. That's typically, it feels like every time I zoom, I don't know if it's the webcam. You know what it feels like, what's going on here? It feels like the cable is a little loose in the back. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how I just lost it. But anyway, something went down and with OBS. So I'm just going to end the stream. This was just a little bit of a test. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Jamie, for your input. That's been very helpful. And I'll talk to you guys later.